Across the centuries, history has been shaped by powerful leaders who sought to expand their realms through war and conquest. Few historical rivalries embody this ambition more dramatically than the Punic Wars, a series of titanic clashes between Rome and Carthage for control of the Mediterranean. These conflicts were marked by brutal battles, clever strategies, and immense stakes, with Hannibal Barca of Carthage emerging as one of the most celebrated and feared military commanders in history. While Rome ultimately claimed victory in all three Punic Wars, Carthage, under Hannibal's leadership, presented a challenge that forever altered the trajectory of Roman military and political history. His name struck fear and respect into the hearts of Romans, and his military strategies are still studied as some of the most brilliant in history. Hannibal's early life, forged in a time of turmoil. Hannibal Barca was born in 247 BCE in the city of Carthage, located in what is now Tunisia. His childhood unfolded against the backdrop of a declining Carthaginian empire, racked by political corruption and weakened by a recent defeat in the First Punic War, 264–241 BCE. This war ended in Rome, seizing valuable Carthaginian territories, including Sicily, leaving a bitter wound that would fester for decades. Hannibal's father, Hannibal Barca, was a Carthaginian general deeply committed to reclaiming Carthage's honor and influence. A staunch nationalist, Hamilcar instilled in Hannibal an unwavering hatred of Rome, ensuring this animosity would shape his son's ambitions. According to legend, Hamilcar made the young Hannibal swear an oath of eternal hostility toward Rome before taking him on his campaigns in Spain. Hannibal's early years were steeped in military training and rigorous intellectual education. From a young age, he was exposed to the complexities of battle tactics, leadership, and statecraft. Although Hamilcar's military commitments meant he was often absent, his influence on Hannibal's worldview and determination was undeniable. Tragically, Hamilcar's life was cut short in 228 BCE during a campaign in Spain, but his vision of a resurgent Carthage lived on in his son. Rising through the ranks, Hannibal's natural charisma and intelligence set him apart from his peers. By his mid-20s, he had already proven himself as a skilled tactician and a respected leader among the Carthaginian troops. In 221 BCE, at just 26 years old, Hannibal was appointed commander of Carthage's military forces in Spain, a region of immense strategic importance. Despite his youth, Hannibal quickly gained the admiration and loyalty of his soldiers through his clarity of purpose, decisiveness, and ability to inspire confidence. With the spark of the Second Punic War, as Hannibal solidified Carthage's presence in Spain, tensions with Rome reached a boiling point. Rome, wary of Carthage's growing power, allied with the city of Saguntum, a move designed to undermine Hannibal's authority. In response, Hannibal launched a bold attack on Saguntum, capturing and destroying the city. This act of defiance provoked Rome into declaring war in 218 BCE, igniting the Second Punic War. From the outset, Hannibal demonstrated his genius for unconventional warfare. Realizing that direct confrontation with Rome on its own terms would likely lead to defeat, he devised a strategy to take the fight directly to the heart of the Roman Republic. What followed was one of the most daring campaigns in military history. Crossing the Alps, a daring gamble. To surprise the Romans, Hannibal led his army, comprising tens of thousands of soldiers, cavalry, and war elephants, on an extraordinary journey across the Alps. This treacherous route was fraught with peril. Frigid temperatures, rugged terrain, and hostile tribes claimed the lives of many men and animals. Yet the audacity of the maneuver paid off, as the Romans never anticipated such an approach. The war elephants, massive and unfamiliar to Roman forces, became both a psychological and tactical weapon, striking terror into the hearts of their enemies. Despite heavy losses during the crossing, Hannibal's forces regrouped upon reaching northern Italy. Their resilience and determination were evident as they swiftly won their first battles, including a decisive victory at the River Trebia. Hannibal's ability to adapt to challenges and exploit his enemies' weaknesses became hallmarks of his command, a decade of dominance in Italy. Over the next several years, Hannibal led his army on a devastating campaign through Italy, securing victory after victory against Roman forces. His greatest triumph came at the Battle of Cannae in 216 BCE, where he used a masterful double envelopment tactic to annihilate a much larger Roman army. It was one of the most catastrophic defeats in Roman history, leaving the Republic shaken to its core. Hannibal's success was not only due to his battlefield prowess, but also his psychological warfare. He sought to destabilize Rome from within by encouraging revolts among its allies and exploiting the discontent of conquered peoples. This strategy put Rome in a precarious position, forcing its leaders to divert resources to quell uprisings and fortify their defenses. The roadblock to victory. Despite his tactical brilliance, Hannibal faced insurmountable challenges in his quest to conquer Rome. When he marched toward the city itself, he found it heavily fortified and well prepared. Realizing that an assault would be futile, he requested reinforcements from Carthage. However, the corrupt and inept Carthaginian government failed to provide the support he needed. Without the manpower or resources to deliver a decisive blow, Hannibal's dream of defeating Rome remained out of reach. The turning tide Rome, under the leadership of Scipio Africanus, gradually regained its footing. Scipio adopted many of Hannibal's own tactics, learning from his adversary's successes. In 202 BCE, at the Battle of Zama, Scipio's forces defeated Hannibal, forcing Carthage to surrender and marking the end of the Second Punic War. This defeat was a bitter blow to Hannibal, who had come so close to achieving his goal. Hannibal's later years and legacy. Hannibal's story did not end with his military defeat. He remained an influential figure, serving as a statesman in Carthage and implementing reforms to stabilize its government. However, his presence continued to provoke Roman hostility, forcing him into exile. Over the next several years, Hannibal traveled through the courts of various foreign rulers, offering his expertise as a military advisor. One of his final acts of ingenuity came during a naval battle in Bithynia, where he devised a novel form of biological warfare. By hurling jars filled with venomous snakes onto enemy ships, Hannibal sowed chaos and secured victory, yet another testament to his innovative mind. Hannibal died in 183 BCE in a small village in modern-day Turkey, likely by his hand, to avoid capture by the Romans. He was 65 years old, a timeless military genius. Hannibal Barca's legacy as one of history's greatest military leaders endures. His ability to outthink and outmaneuver his opponents revolutionized warfare, and his story inspires admiration and respect.